point I want to talk about it. Touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Yeah. I gotta utilize my time.
I gotta utilize my time.
I gotta utilize my time. Look, y'all. Look, y'all. Here's Paul. He's in this dingy, dungeon, dirty, dark prison cell. And while he's in the prison cell, he says, in verse 13, he says, bring me my coat because I'm cold. And he says, bring me my book so I can read. And then he says, bring me my parchment. My parchment is like a notebook. He says, what happens is, you got to learn how to utilize your time. Right. Now, mind you, my brothers, everybody look at me. He could have talked about how stinky the jail cell was. Yeah. Smell it here. He could have talked about that when the sun set, it was dark in the cell. He could have did that. He could have looked back over his life and said, God, I started a lot of churches for you. Why am I going through what I'm going through? God, you remember the time when I was preaching and the boy fell out the window? I stopped preaching. I went and laid on him and I prayed and you gave him life. God, why is all this happening? Does anybody ever ask God why?
Yeah. My Lord. Yeah.
Is anybody ever ask God why? Because you look at all the good things you've done and said to yourself, why is this happening to my?
Why, Lord? Yeah.
I can understand what's happening to Junebug. Junebug is down the street selling drugs. I can understand something happening. Why is this happening to me? God says a lot of times I'm letting this be able to glorify God. I gotta let you see how it feels to be somebody else. I gotta let you see how it is to go through something else. But he says, in the meantime, I need you to utilize your time. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, you gotta utilize your time. Look here. Paul says, I refuse to have a pity party. Can I tell you something? Most of you in here, 70% of you in here, are down on yourself. You know why? Because you keep talking to yourself. All right. I'm not that kind of marinate. You know, to have real good barbecue, you gotta let it marinate. You know, to cook a real good brisket, you gotta let it marinate in some $1,000. You gotta, for all you that cook, you gotta let some stuff marinate. You know how you put the spices on it and all that. You let the juice over. You put it in the refrigerator for your barbecue. You just don't throw it on the grill. You let it marinate. Let me let it marinate. Because many of you here self-talk yourself. I know, because Pastor's the president of the self-talk club. And you tell yourself, the self, we ought to be better than this. The self, we ought to be at another level. The self, I just can't believe all this is happening to me. The self, I wish I could throw in the towel. I wish I could do a little thing better. If I had, you know, we sing that old blues song. If I could turn back. Oh, y'all ain't been saved all your life. Thank y'all. If I could just turn back the hands of time, and can I tell you something? You can't turn back in the hands of time. All you can do is walk in the light. Let the church say light. I like this. Young people, watch me. That while I'm walking towards the light, that my shadow is always behind me when I'm walking towards the light. Right. Listen to me. As long as I'm walking towards the light, my shadow is always behind me. Right. And what happens is my shadow represents my past. Right. Come here, y'all. As long as I'm walking towards God, we're walking in the light. Anybody remember that hymn? The beautiful light shine all around us by day and by night. Jesus, the light of... Y'all better learn some here. Light of the world. I sing it all the time. As long as I'm walking towards the light, then my shadow's behind me. But when I start walking against the light, then my shadow's in front of me. Right. I wish I had some help in here. I wish somebody understand what I'm talking about. As long as you're doing what God's called you to do, guess what? He's going to let you see you. And your past is going to be behind you. But as long as you quit doing what God's called you to do, your shadow and your past is going to be in front of you. I wish I had somebody who said, I need to walk towards the light. So that my past won't be behind me. But as long as I walk against the light, then my shadow's in front of me. I